friends, welcome to this episode of Call to Serve, a program that looks at the life of a priest closely and takes you along the journey. Today we have with us Father Sebastain Thottappilly, who has spent 51 years as a priest in the Archdiocese of Ernakulam, Angamali. And he has served mostly in the family missions apostolate. And we are so happy to meet him today. Welcome to the program, Father. Praise the Lord indeed. As always, we have this first question about the vocation. When you received this first calling, Father, when did you get that calling when you knew you had to be a priest?
Even as I was in standard 7,
Okay.
I, along with my 6 friends, had a plan or a desire to join the Salesians. We got admission, but I was held back because I got 103 degree fever.
Fever, okay.
As I was recovered, I was permitted to get admitted or to the seminary, but in the meantime, my maternal uncle intervened. He was a school teacher. He told me that you are not mature enough to take up any occasion now.
At this moment,
Yeah.
okay.
You pray and get ready for what you want to do after you have completed SSLC.
Okay.
And those years, Salesians were not admitting students after SSLC.
Okay.
So I thought of joining our pet seminary in the Archdiocese, but I did not share that with anyone.
Okay.
Maybe a few friends in the school had made some remarks that you would become a priest,
Okay.
to which I did not respond. Anyway, I had that desire.
Okay.
I don't remember any particular reason, occasion or incident.
Or was it your family?
Yeah, other than my 5 aunts
Okay.
and 4 cousins
Okay.
were nuns.
Praise the Lord.
And my one cousin was a priest. And I had my uncle in the seminary, maternal uncle. A few others in my relation. And my own brother was in the
Okay.
Carmelite seminary
Praise God.
by the time I completed SLC. All these things together have helped me to come to that
Yeah.
plan.
So you kind of felt that desire, looking at all of them, their lives is what has actually helped you
Yeah.
make that decision, Father. And from there, after you accepted to wanting to be a priest, how did you take that journey further, Father?
I sent an application to the minor seminary of the Archdiocese. Though late, they admitted me,
Okay.
and that was just on the eve of the Feast of Sacred Heart.
Okay. And how was your family's reaction to that, Father?
They were not anyway against that,
Okay.
but they said it is my decision,
Praise God.
my option, my duty to complete it as God wants.
Okay.
They were prepared to do whatever they could, and they were expected of.
So in the seminary, as you were studying, Father, were there any second thoughts, were there times that made you wonder about your decision to be a priest?
Oh, really not.
Okay.
I was going, I was happy, and the superiors and friends also were happy about me. They also had their,
So you were very charged about it. You knew that you were going to be a priest.
hopefully.
And as a priest for 51 years after you have ordained and all of that, were there times that you felt so happy about being a priest, Father?
Naturally.
Okay. Any particular incident that you'd like to share with us that kind of motivated you or kept making you go ahead
when I found if I were in a different walk of life,
Okay.
I would not have got that much of occasions to
Okay.
help others in their own walk of life.
Okay.
That naturally made me go further.
So you feel yourself and the priesthood as being very strong instruments for you.
Yeah.
Very strong in terms of reaching out and helping
I
people.
think a priest has very, very many occasions or chances which most of others do not have.
And you were very conscious of it and you reached out, Father.
I remember often one instance when I was going to a interior village parish
Okay.
in the KSRTC, the state transport. I was very much irritated at the ongoing talk of the driver with his friends. I felt that the conductor would lose his control of the bus and it would be dangerous. I read from the face of others, a few, that they also had the same feeling. But
That the driver would just lose
would lose
focus.
it. But they never dared to speak it out. I called on the conductor and asked him to ask the driver to stop the bus on the roadside and talk as much they wanted. Then
And then proceed.
driver who overheard that, what I told to the conductor, I demanded the conductor that he should, because he is the man in charge of the schedule. And he intervened, and his friend came back, and told me, Father, I am also Catholic. I said, I don't mind that, because it's not the question of being a Catholic or non-Catholic. It's a danger ahead.
Yeah.
I think there are similar instances, of people smoking in the bus or something like that. I have had chances to intervene,
Yeah.
and successfully, I believe.
So you did not like sit back, you were not indifferent, but you wanted to make some kind of change and you just went ahead and you actually
Yeah,
helped
when
out.
occasions of it, I wanted to.
And were there times when you felt in these 51 years, a lot of difficulties, a lot of problems coming in, challenges, and were there times when you actually fought back? And how did you overcome it,
I
Father?
had occasions when, especially when, as you referred to earlier, family apostolate,
Yes, Father.
that I was the first director, so to say. There
Okay.
were a few others, but an organized form, I had to start it, because it was the time of a council which had the main theme, the family.
Okay.
That time I was appointed as a full-timer.
Okay.
Before that there was no full-timer. And so I had to plan for myself along with a good many other lay people and priests and sisters who were in the team. I formed a team. And as we had our plans, I felt, even from the superiors, not the due consideration for this service. Even the Archbishop who appointed me as the director of the family apostolate, I asked him for guidance. He said, you start doing. Anyway, I got some friends to help me, and with them I continued. After the 3 years, I was again going to the parish, but then after the next 3 years, I was called back. There was a pretty long time.
So it was like there was nothing at all in the family apostolate and you had to go and organize it again, Father?
That was, then those years, we did not have such organized set of in any diocese.
Yeah. So did you really enjoy yourself being there in the family apostolate?
I could do something which was very valuable, though not much as it was in the initial period.
And especially working with families today, what did you find really challenging among the families, Father?
One thing I noted is that they do not get the real knowledge of family, the call to family, and thereby they are not helped either by the couples themselves or the parish priest or the church organization to the extent it is needed.
Okay, you're saying we must do more for the family
More for the
apostolate.
family is needed. Because I remember before 1 year and 3 months before, I wrote to the Archbishop, I feel that in our archdiocese, family is not taken due care. Youth is not given due care, and also the workers. That may be the only reason why he appointed me the director of family.
But these are very critical, isn't it, Father? What you have raised is very important also, in the sense the family, the youth, and all the other workers. So were you able to bring about change in that place, Father?
As we worked, and in the beginning there were not that much cooperation even from the priests, because they thought people were getting married even earlier, and now why you introduce all this? I have heard even couples or married people. We also got married even without a course.
Yeah, so why is it needed now?
We also have children.
Yeah.
That means they thought only procreation is the part of family life. I sympathize with you, sorry. Anyway, I am given this charge. I try to do what I can. Even from my own classmates, I had just resistance.
Yeah.
They told that people have to work. I said, but they have to live also a good Christian life,
Okay.
married life.
Yeah. You turn family apostolate into a mission almost,
Yeah,
like a mission.
yeah.
Father, in the 51 years that you have been as a priest, I mean, was it always so good as a bed of roses, or were there challenges, were there thorns as well?
Where never a bed of roses, there were many thorns,
Okay.
which I felt that it's quite natural in any attempt.
Okay.
In any occasion or any plan we take up, there will be thorns. But roses will
Will also be there, will
later,
bloom. Yeah.
only later.
Okay.
I waited for them, and I think I could have the fulfillment of having had a good many roses. But not just because of me.
Yeah.
I got very good cooperators from couples, from sisters, fathers. Also, that's why I could do something. Especially in the beginning, there was this resistance.
During those difficult times, how did you overcome those difficult moments?
Naturally, I just ever had, I think, this as a mission, which God has entrusted me and which was a wanted mission in the situation where I lived.
Okay.
And so, if I continue, I persevere, I would get help from different places, even from unknown places.
So you're saying through your prayer and...
Prayed, I had many others there who were praying for me.
Yes.
Since I had the contact of sisters and fathers, they also were praying for me because they knew I am taking up a new mission,
Okay.
which was not thus far popular.
What were the roses, Father? What were those roses that came up so strongly?
I have good reports about good couples living happily
Praise the Lord.
who otherwise would not have had such a life.
Praise the Lord. That is beautiful, Father. Today, especially with so many challenges, that's really wonderful. What is your vision for the church, Father, especially after having traveled for 51 years as a priest?
I think values are more important
Okay.
than the achievements.
Yes, true.
Achievements, however great, I think is short-lived.
Yes.
On the other hand, when we work for values, though at least later that our work will be appreciated and that would produce good result in others.
Yes.
That's my experience.
Yes.
Because after I was away from, or I had handed over the charge to others, whenever I meet in the bus or in any occasion, Father, that program that you conducted helped us to live
Praise God.
at least to this standard.
Yeah.
That is enjoyment.
Yeah. So what you're saying is, don't worry, the awards and results are not so important, but
No.
as much as the values that's actually building up the priesthood
Yes,
that has
I have
helped you.
always encouraged my fellow workers in this field.
Yes, Father.
It is something like throwing stones in the sea,
Okay.
because not measurable.
Yes.
What its result is not measurable.
Yeah.
But there is a result.
Yeah.
Those stones thrown into the sea are there. That at least controls the waves to a little extent,
That's
not
right.
altogether. We cannot. They cannot be seen also by others, cannot be measured.
But that's important.
But we who are in the field will understand.
Okay.
I think they took it seriously.
Father, you've been 51 years as a priest, and you've been with the families, the family apostolate, and you've got youth from there and the youth ministry as well. And there are a lot of young people listening to us at the moment. What is your message for them when they want to become priests?
My message to them is, one, God has planned a particular way of life for everyone.
Yes.
That may be marriage,
Yes.
that may be priesthood,
Yes.
that may be
Single. Yeah.
single life,
Yes.
or the sisters and
The religious.
religious people.
Yeah.
So what is the God's plan for me, I have to accept that and that alone.
Yes, that's
And
true.
for that, that's not very plainly shared by the Lord. That is to be
Discerned.
learned and discerned from our life situations.
Yes, Father.
Others can help you, and in their work or duty in helping you, see that you are not misled. But anyway, don't expect a very well prepared rose bed. In the life there will be thorns, but the Lord who entrusts you and who trusts you and entrusts you with a mission, He will give you also the grace required.
So that is where you're saying.
You are not doing, you are made to do.
Yeah. So you're saying the Lord is there, God is there with you.
He will guide us.
That was a very beautiful message for the youth, Father. Especially, in today's world with so many distractions, your message will stand strong because they have to discern well and know that God is there with them to help them through. We thank you so much for being with us today and for being part of our program and for sharing your life, Father. I'm sure there are many people who are going to be inspired by you. Dear people, as you've just heard the testimony of Father Sebastain, who has spent 51 years as a priest, both with the families and with people, he has been so conscious of what is happening around him. He never wanted to sit back and see things moving in front. He wanted to come out and speak up. And that has been part of his apostolate all through. And we hope that you're inspired by this message. And we again ask you to pray for priests everywhere. And we thank you for being with us. We look forward to seeing you again in our next episode. God bless you.